This is one of those videos where I'm just gonna wing it. I don't need to prepare. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Let's get this video started. The Surface 2 is 10 years old today. What can it still do? Let's find out. So let's see how this thing works. I don't like that. Yeah, iPad 2, 20 years later. Whoa, hey, got it, hey, got it. Whoa, whoa, we got it now. Don't know if this is a review or not. Don't know if I'm gonna be doing the iPad 2 versus the iPad Air. I know I wanted to do a video about the iPad Air. I figured it's been out for 4 months now. What's the rush? Maybe in 10 years I'll do a video about the iPad Air. Right now I'm doing a video about the iPad 2. 10 years later. It was released in March 2nd, 2011. So this is like, I think this is the 32 gigabyte model. No, this is 16 gigabyte. It actually says it on the bottom. That's nice. 16 gigabytes, 32 or 64. At the time, 64 I felt kind of like, it was like, what are you gonna do with your iPad? What are you doing 64 gigabytes in your iPad for? When the iPad 2 came out, the Air's capacity, its minimum capacity is 64 gigabytes, and its maximum is 256. When the iPad 2 came out, I wasn't really impressed. But like when most Apple products happen, it's kind of like, oh, they did a new product, okay. And the second one comes out, oh, it's better, but I mean, I don't need something like that. I didn't even need an iPhone. When everybody else is like, oh, you know, this is getting kind of boring, I'm like, ooh, this is when I'm coming in. This is when everything's like stabilized. Refinement is exciting. Like, hey, this is a brand new thing. That's not exciting to me. Why did I butter my hands before doing this? Yeah, what does this thing still do? Tell you what, still get mail. And in this case, got an old email address hooked up to this. I wouldn't use this for anything important, but the way I easily get files onto this thing is through mail. And when I first started, I would use Parrot Teleprompter, which is, I mean, it's free, first of all, so it's good in that regard. Yeah, iPad, everything takes forever to load on the iPad. The thing I don't like about it is you gotta set your pace. So if you're trying to figure out how to be natural, you sort of set your scroll speed. So this is just an example of something that is set up and it's not mirrored, because when you wanna preview it to like try it, you know, you wanna just look at it and read it, and you figure out the pace, and then you add spacing and paragraphs to be able to simulate that pacing. So if you want to pause, you got to add a bunch of spaces. And it's a good free app. Still works on the iPad. Installed it like well after it was obsolete. You have apps for these. You can still download old versions, assuming they're supported. Like I used to use a security camera app. They don't support the old version anymore. So when you go, it's like going to some ghost town. Nothing works. But you can download it. And certain ones, like Messenger, I don't know. I don't even use it anymore. I used to have it as notifications before I had this. I'm not putting no Facebook stuff on this iPad. This new iPad will be Facebook free. Used to be convenient sometimes, but I'm probably gonna clear off Messenger after this. I would recommend it because this is like iOS 7? I think it's iOS 7. See, this is how much unpreparedness I've done. I believe this is iOS 7, but it could be iOS 9. Oh god, let's see. Let's look in system preferences. What version of iOS is this? iOS 9. Okay, iOS 9.3.5. Highest level operating system you can put on the iPad 2. iPad 2 has such a long support window because it was sold to educational markets. So normally, like most things, they don't, you know, they're 5 years. I don't know how many years this was. We'll put it there. Boom. Support window for iPad 2. Boom. So yeah, that's why this thing works way longer than most things. So it's like 10 years and there's still things that were supported for longer than usual. For the most part, the stuff that still works are things that are basically like web pages. So like, please scanner. Did it just crash? Oh my god, please scanner doesn't work anymore. Too bad. Please scanner, last time I used please scanner, it worked. Please scanner doesn't work anymore. Aspect ratio calculator. I don't use it on the iPad anymore, but it is very important for general when you're doing video stuff or design stuff, because you can say, like I'm doing 1440 now. Okay, my vertical resolution of my videos for export now are 1440. I am not fully versed on all the ways 1440 converts into different aspect ratios, so I will do 1440. And 16.9, We can switch it if we wanted to do it the other way, but we're not doing vertical video. So we're doing the normal horizontal video. Horizontal resolution, 2560, 16:9. That's what this video is. Okay, say I wanted to do a promo. Okay, this video is in 3:4 aspect ratio because that's how I do most of my social media promo. It's a respectable aspect ratio. Sorry, 1:1, but you're basic. It's a respectable aspect ratio that does the job of being mobile friendly while still being able to easily convert content to and from 16:9. Okay, 1440, 1920 is the horizontal resolution of a 1440 video. That's very clean because that is 1080's normal horizontal resolution. So it makes it convenient. These numbers aren't accidents. They're this way on purpose. And you scroll down and you got like the golden ratio and the platinum ratio. I've never heard of the bronze ratio. All these things that don't apply to me. But there's a lot of presets, and aspect ratio calculator still works on the iPad. The Boss Tuner. I don't really use it that much. I would use it on the phone, but does the Boss Tuner work? If you wanted to tune your voice, you could tune your voice. It has been a long time since I've sung or anything, and I don't miss it. I don't miss singing. I'm glad I don't sing anymore. I don't know how to sing in tune. Who cares? Hey, good job. Okay, enough of that. The tuner still works. You can tune your guitars or whatever maltuned abominations you have in your persons. Obviously, all the like the built-in apps are gonna work, so we're not even gonna go there. Lightify for controlling your lights, that's a thing. Osram, blah. I don't know. I'm switching next time. ExpressionPad thing. You want to turn your iPad into like a little synth kiosk? That is a thing. I've done it. I did a show, Drums plus Synth plus You. There's a video on my 9Color TV channel. This was one of the things. Hey, you know what I don't like? I don't like how apps like constantly want you to review them. That is a pet peeve of mine. I feel like if you're using a desktop, it doesn't happen. I don't know why it's so acceptable years after downloading something to constantly be probing you to review. I don't give a fuck about reviewing your apps. Nobody. I don't care about reviewing anything. This isn't like 2001 and we're all like trying to be nice on eBay or mean. whatever the motivation was, but it doesn't happen anymore. People who review things will go out of their way to review things, and people who don't are kind of annoyed by it. So yeah, anyways, back to this. So yeah, this is just a way to do things with touch synth. It's wow, already it's using 107% of my CPU and I'm not doing anything. Well, that is the samples not able to keep up. Oh yeah, and there was like a thing, like if you allowed more latency, you would... So it's interesting. Perhaps it reset itself, but if you allow, in the instance of this, you know, audio and stuff like that, games, it's all about latency. And in that case, it was at 512, and it was not able to keep up with what kind of response was promising me through the preferences. So by increasing latency, it gives it more time to do things and it doesn't have to respond right away. Let's change it to piano. I was originally like, no, I don't want a piano, but now I want a piano. Let's make a piano layout. Ooh, this is a weird piano. I don't like this piano. Okay, so I don't fully understand this piano, and you know, I'm not gonna deep dive into how to do things like this that I haven't done in like a year, but it works. You can do things. You do an audio out, it still has a headphone port. Audio out this, make it a little thing for ambient sounds, and in my case, it was for having so anybody could play it. Might as well segue. Next thing I used it for was for Disco Tetris, which was actually before that, so segue in reverse. The Disco Tetris was featured in my arcade cabinet projector video, and basically it was a web app, and yes, a little bit of delay on that, but There we go, now that it's called up sounds. The way I got this on here was to load it into a website. At the time, I didn't have my .matrix.com, and so I used like a free, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like one of those things where it's like you get a free hosting, but you have to log in once a month. So I know I'm restating it, I'm gonna say it real quick. Saved it to the device using, it's basically in Safari, but I'm hiding all the UI elements. And the only way you can write apps for this is to have an old computer with Xcode, which I do. I have a Mac Pro running Snow Leopard. I could use Xcode. I have Xcode on there. I'm not gonna be doing that. That's a rare situation. I need it to be convenient. So I wrote it in Dreamweaver. Also did Miss Pac-Man, which is the same thing. It's just different color palette and different sounds.
Power up.
See, this is not responsive design. I did not format this for being able to be in vertical. If I had to put this on that iPad Air, I would have to change some things about the position. This is an absolutely positioned, or more specifically, it is not a responsive design. So this is specifically for this iPad. VLC, I don't have any media on here, but I am 100% certain VLC will work on this thing. And let's just make it rotate in the middle of loading. Yeah, we don't have any media, but yeah, if you wanted to make this a kiosk that played a video, like a looping video, that's what you could do. That's what you could do with the iPad 2 2021. Obviously, you can still use the whatever you call it. It's not the iTunes Store anymore. It's the App Store, which is what it should have always been called, but sometimes branding takes a while to catch up. So you can download apps that will still work on it. You can browse the web. It's slow as balls, but I mean, you can browse the web. Oh, look at that. 9Color TV at X10 Host. X10 Host is the free hosting, and how I am getting onto it right now, I don't know. You'd think they would have deleted my thing. I haven't logged into X10 Host in like literally a year. It's February. I missed Pac-Man a year ago. Look how long it takes for that new page to come up. Okay, let's go to Apple. See how apple.com looks on it. Oh, look at that. Apparently there's the Snoopy show. We got all our stuff. You can web browse on the iPad 2 10 years later. But yeah, don't log into anything. Again, it's security. It's more like, I don't know. It's not even convenient because it's so slow, but you can do it. And then Apple Music still works. Obviously, I can't play anything. I'm not going to play any Diana Ross because I know she claims everything, but trust me, it would play. Hold on a second. Switch to new camera angle. How does the camera do on the iPad compared to the camera on the iPad Air? Not only is this a test of how the iPhone's camera compares to the iPad Air's camera, but also how does the iPad 2 do as a camera now compared to the iPad Air? I'm finding that this is a pretty good camera, and I could probably use it to match footage between the iPhone and have it be a second camera. I know that this is not a very good camera. Get ready. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what this looks like on this camera, and we'll also do some stills, noisy stills. So this is the iPad 2 camera. Video, can you tell the difference? Probably. Can't see my shot in this case. So yeah, if you want to do something where it's like you using this as like an extra like security camera kind of thing, or you know, like where it's like a pet watcher app or something, or you're George McFly and you're at like the diner and you want people to think that you're writing your novel about Darth Vader, but really you're watching Lorraine Baines with her friends at a booth. You know, pervy stuff. Well, whatever. Not a great camera. Wouldn't recommend it. Okay, now let's transition back to the iPhone. iPad 2, 10 years later. Would I buy it? Nope, I wouldn't. I barely use it. This could be good as a kiosk. This could be good in a situation where you just want to leave it somewhere and you don't care what happens to it, kinda. I don't know. This is so in production that I probably wouldn't want to use it for other people to just like put their breaking stuff fingers on. Come on, iPad, you survived 10 years, you can make another 5 minutes. So I'd probably be more likely to do the iPad 2 as some kind of kiosk, some kind of public use device, or if I needed like an extra monitor to have like some kind of reference image up on, which I already have like 3. I can use Sidecar on this, and I can use this as a 3rd monitor, and Mac OS Catalina or Big Sur. I don't know if I wanted a 4th monitor, I could use it. I could use some kind of reference thing. You know, notifications about things. If I want to use this as some sort of like light control device, it's very slow though. It's not a lot of uses, but the point is it works. iPad 2, 10 years later. If it stopped working, I probably wouldn't care at this point, but you know what? People still use their Commodores, people still use their Ataris, people still use their Apple IIs. If there is a way, that people will find a way. And as long as everything isn't all subscription and all internet connected, you can still download stuff to anything. This is a computer.
What's a computer?
Oh God, it's getting away from me. Whoa. Oh God, that was close. Okay. Whoa. Oh God, it's still good.